Happy Saturday. Hope you guys had a great week. Today's episode is the first one of the new series, Beauty in the Process. On today's episode, I have my good friend Jonny. He decided to drop out of college to become a car salesman. He was selling at Nissan, then Honda, then BMW when he was 22, just to quit and become an entrepreneur.
Yeah, man. By the way, we go way back. I met him in, sixth grade?
Sixth grade.
Yeah, in CT. So I've known this guy for a long time. So I'm, happy to see that you're doing all this stuff. This is crazy, man.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm happy to be the first guinea pig. So.
Yeah, we were actually talking about that. This is the first time we've both done an interview, right?
Yeah, it's the first time. He just called me up, and we met back up. We touched base on Amazon, on Instagram, and yeah, he just wanted to see what the process is. So a little bit about what I do. You wanted to kind of get into the straight detail of what I do, or what?
Yeah, tell everyone that's watching a little bit about you.
Oh, okay. So my name's Jonny, and I'm 23 years old. And a little bit about my background is I went to college right out of high school for about 2.5 years, and I took a bunch of business courses. I did marketing, law, entrepreneurship, accounting, and I kind of just wanted to test the waters right away. I was really eager to get into the real world and kind of, get my business helmet on. That's kind of what I like to call it, my business helmet. I wanted to go out there and see what it was, because I don't know about you, but I have ADD, so I kind of want to be all over the place, and being in school just frustrated me. We did 4 years of general ed when we get out of high school, to redo it again in college. For me, that didn't work out. So that
BMW, what made you leave? Because I know that you left. So what was the leading cause of that?
So the reason why I left, and initially my main thing was kind of I wanted a lifestyle change. So when you're in the car business, you're pretty much work there sometimes 12 hours a day. And which, don't get me wrong, if you're putting in work and you're grinding for your own thing, that's not a lot of time. But for me, I just felt like I wanted to do something else. I didn't like the daily grind of doing something that you're not super passionate about, which you're selling something that you enjoy, but it's not at your own pace, at your own schedule, at your own, you're not your own boss, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of do something where it allowed me to still have my own schedule, and to basically allow me to not have to report to anyone, I'm my own boss. That's really what the whole thing of it was.
Yeah.
So I decided
you wanted to be in charge finally.
Yeah. And
that's so cool.
So that's why I did it.
So you left voluntarily.
I did. I left voluntarily. One day I just...
Oh my gosh.
I texted my girlfriend, and I was like, hey babe, I'm about to leave.
What was that what was that feeling of I'm about to leave the best job I've had at 22?
Yeah, I did think about it for a few days, and then at the time I was just okay, I gotta do it. If I'm gonna do it now, I have to basically, if I want to basically pursue a dream, I have to do it right now, I feel, because I'm young and I don't have any huge commitments. I'm going to do it right now. So. And
what did the girlfriend say at that point?
She just said, I'll support you no matter what. She said, she just texted me back. She seems like you already know what you want to do.
Wow.
So she sent me one of those texts.
What's her name?
Jenny, by the way.
Jenny, you're a keeper. That's awesome that you're supporting him.
Yeah, she's a keeper for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So then leaving BMW, what was the process of finding what was going to be your hustle?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's actually a really good question. I'm glad you asked me that, because at first, I left because I wanted to do a clothing line. So I really like clothing and apparel. I was already doing that in high school. So that was the easiest outlet out, was, okay, I'm going to start doing clothing. But through the process, you learn, of course. I saved up some money from BMW. Don't get me wrong. I saved some money up, but I mean, you don't factor in the cost of overhead of just living every month, gas, your car payments, all the regular stuff we have to worry about. So that savings account dried up very quickly. And while trying to start up a business, you got to think about what you're gonna purchase, that startup cost. And so at that point, I was just kind of maxing out my credit cards. I was asking my mom for some money to lend me some money, so she let me borrow some money. And it was tough. That's the real life. I wanted to go out and basically make money do a clothing line. But at the end of the day, like I had to be more like realistic. Okay, how am I gonna really get to where I want to be, but still maintain and pay my bills? And dude, that's like the hardest thing, right?
Yeah.
So I actually had been selling and flipping stuff online already, like prior. Like I knew how to flip stuff online on eBay.
Just to have extra money in your
Yeah,
pocket?
yeah. I'll go to thrift stores and find something that's like 10, 15 bucks and I'll flip it for like 40, 50 bucks on eBay.
Yeah.
So then I got introduced to Amazon, and this was kind of like more large scale. Like you can sell. So what I do right now is FBA. So I opened up an online
FBA,
store.
What does FBA stand for?
It stands for Fulfillment by Amazon.
Okay.
So what you do is basically, the main job is to find a product that somebody wants or that's selling on Amazon.
Yeah.
And you find it, you purchase it. Of course, you want to purchase it in bulk so you can make some money. And then you ship it out to Amazon's fulfillment centers.
Yeah.
And you create a listing online, and they take care of the shipping, the customer service, the returns.
I think I've seen that on Amazon. It's like fulfilled by someone.
Yeah, so fulfilled by Amazon.
So when you sell a product, what does it say? Like fulfilled by Jonny or?
So my company is We the Founders.
We the Founders.
Yeah. So it was actually my T-shirt brand, but right now I'm running it as a
Do you have a website?
Well, my website is on Amazon.
You need a website.
I know, I do need a website, which I know how to build websites, and I haven't gotten to it. So
you could have promoted the website.
I know, it would have been like, We the Founders, follow me.
He will have a website soon. It's called wethefounders.com.
See, there you go. That's why I needed to come here. So you gotta get pushed every day.
Yeah, and of course, I follow you on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I see you at people's houses with grass.
Oh yeah.
I see you driving semi trucks.
Dude.
I see you with planters.
Yeah.
I see you at a warehouse, just hustling at your own warehouse.
Yeah.
So really quickly, for everyone that's watching, just go through those hustles.
Okay, so I have a few hustles. That my main hustle, my bread and butter, is Amazon.
Yeah,
so
of course.
I sell on Amazon. And then
what's the grass one?
Oh, so my friend's dad owns a landscape company.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of new development here in Irvine. I mean, you live here in Irvine, you see all the new development. And so I thought it would be nice to help out because his dad didn't have a website up and running. He's been a small business for 25 plus years. So I was like, whoa, there's potential here to scale this business.
Yeah.
So I decided to go with my buddy, and my buddy actually works I met him selling cars at Nissan, and he was still at a job at a collision center, and I wanted to help him basically quit his job too, and like, hey, like let's help out and do this, like help your dad's business.
Yeah.
So we built a website for his dad, and we started knocking on doors and just soliciting for business.
Wow.
And right now, at this moment, we have, I think, 7 or 8 projects since I started with him, and these projects range anywhere from, the small one would be like 15, 20,000, and will range all the way to 130 something thousand, which is our biggest project we have closed thus far.
Wow.
So
that's intense.
So yeah, so I've been helping with that, and it's basically the same thing as when you're selling a car. I mean, you have to make sure what the customer wants, what they're looking for, and
just provide the service.
Provide the service
and the value, and then the money will come later.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's the grass one. I see you driving semi trucks. What's that about?
Oh, semi truck. Okay. For that, I actually know an older gentleman. He has a planter company. He manufactures planter and baskets for like trees or for interior designing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been doing that for also 25 plus years. And he focused mainly on wholesale accounts. So I met him a few years ago, and he has a warehouse facility, and he's a little bit too old to really like still run the business. So I've helped him out as far as like doing marketing. I've also built him a website. Did the same thing. So how
did you meet him? Like how did you build that
connection? Oh, right. I told you. So basically, I was selling some shoes online. Mm-hmm. This was like a few years, like 3-4 years ago. I was selling shoes online, and I needed a mannequin to sell some shirts. I was making shirts and selling shirts. So I went on Craigslist, and I decided to do a barter for shoes for a mannequin.
Oh, okay.
And his son reached out to me and basically wanted to do the barter, and his warehouse was right next to his dad's warehouse, which is manufactures the baskets. So that's how I met his dad, was through his son switching shoes for a mannequin.
That's intense. So then you built that connection, and then you helped him out to sell the baskets.
Yeah, I saw potential there because there's a lot, and Ty Lopez talks a lot about it too. He'll talk about helping small businesses that don't know how to really use the internet nowadays.
Yeah.
And I think that's
very powerful. That simple thing that Ty Lopez mentioned, now you're doing all basically that fuels all the hustles.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
Right. Yeah.
That's really cool. So just real quick, who besides Ty Lopez, who else like influences you?
I look a lot at Gary Vee. So Gary Vee's been like a huge motivator for me. A lot of what he's been preaching is very practical.
Yeah.
So that's what I really like about him. It's like he preaches practical information or practical steps to get out of something. Like if you don't like your 9-to-5 job, great. Well, work when you get out of your 9-to-5 hustle. Don't go watch Lost. Like he says, don't go watch Lost. You can do so many things after your 9-to-5.
Yeah.
And then basically eventually be able to get out of your job.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think that a lot of my like hustle mentality comes natural. Like I've always wanted to do something, but my influencers and my mentors, you always have to have some.
Yeah.
And I look at a lot of Gary Vee content. I've been looking at a lot of Joe Rogan Experience. I don't know if you've seen
the UFC guy.
Yeah, the UFC guy.
Yeah.
And you would never think like he was this. I mean, this guy's got a lot of different experiences. Yeah. I just thought he was the MMA guy, but no, he's done a bunch of different things, and I've been watching this podcast a lot.
How cool is it that we could living through this like era of like the mentors are free
mentorship,
and,
free.
Our generation is going to crush it just because we have so much free knowledge online.
Right. Just like Gary Vee says, I'm gonna do something right here.
Yeah.
You have this right here.
Right.
You have a phone right here. I mean, right here. You have a phone. You're good. I mean.
Yeah.
You have no excuse. I mean, before, like as far as the school and education system goes, like before it was very traditional. Like you go to school, you get your 4-year degree, and you get a job, and you work in a corporate structure, and that's basically that's the outline. That's the base outline.
They're training you to be the horse in the carriage,
exactly,
not the driver for the carriage.
Mm-hmm.
And you're always chasing that carrot.
Exactly.
And it's so cool to understand that concept at such a young age, because I feel like that pushes ahead from anyone that has influenced us.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
They start at such a older age, but we're able to understand that concept so early on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy about that. So real quick, just to wrap it up, what's your 3 goals for 2018?
Well, my 3 goals for 2018 is, one of them, I want to hit a certain sales goal for my Amazon store.
Okay. And what's that goal?
Oh, it's 100,000. So 100,000? I want to do 100,000. Yeah. I want to do 100,000.
Is that volume?
Yeah, volume.
So 100,000 by when?
By the end of the year.
So December 31st?
Yes, December 31st. So I wanted to do 250,000, but then I realized with these other side hustles, they're getting very busy as well.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to set unrealistic expectations.
So one of my mentors that mentors me, he tells me, create unrealistic goals. Not unrealistic, but create goals where it's scary, but you feel like you can still achieve it. That way, when you fall short, you're still happy.
You're still happy. You know what? That actually does make sense. And at 100,000, I already feel like I'm... yeah,
so
absolutely.
100,000 by December 31st. What's the second goal?
The second goal is I really want to get in top primitive shape. So that's kind of was my other goal, is to hit the gym at least minimum 3 times a week.
Okay.
So, and the other 2, I wanted to do I already have a soccer team that I play with on Sundays.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to do a basketball league and have some of my friends that we've always wanted to start a basketball league. So I wanted to do that and then hit the gym. So that'll keep me in shape and happy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And the third goal?
The third goal was I wanted to travel a lot more. Mm. So this year I'm going to China and to Thailand again. So I'm going over to some manufacturers in China and just kind of get the whole experience.
So like a workcation.
Workation, exactly.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to meet with the manufacturers and have fun.
Yeah, and then afterwards, me and my girlfriend, we're going to Thailand, and then we're just going to spend like 3 weeks on the beach, and we're going to travel to the different islands and just have a good time.
So when's that? Do you have dates for those?
Yeah, so I already got the plane tickets for May.
Yeah.
And we're going to stay there for about 3-4 weeks. I'll do a few days in China, and then the rest of the time spend it in Thailand.
Dang.
Yeah.
So for everyone watching, I'm definitely going to get video from that trip, and we'll post it up in May, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to post it up in May just to show you guys how fun it is to be your own boss.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So thanks for coming.
No worries, man. I appreciate your time.
So everyone, just hit that subscribe button. I still have that challenge with one of my friends. Whoever has the most subscribers at the end of the month gets to pie the other person in the face. I'm already beating him. So hit that subscribe button. Hope you guys have a great week. Talk to you soon.
Attitudes and actions, it's all about your mindset, law of attraction. If you can imagine, your plans will gain traction in the realization that anything can happen. I am the captain, mentally you better me, and I'm a star.